What's up, guys? I'm PCBloodMaster, as you guys already know. Today's a little bit of a different video. I was tagged by a friend of mine, the Phantom Michael, to do what is going around the Pokemon community as the Pokemon Positivity Tag. Basically what it is kind of a nice little way to bring the community together with everything that has happened within the last, month or so. So I felt like it was, a good time for me to do it. I have the questions right here on my other monitor. Basically, I just have to answer the questions, talk about it. I know this might not be interesting, obviously. There's probably people who don't really care about my personal, feelings about stuff. Obviously, there are people who do, and I've talked about these kind of things a lot with some of my friends, so I think we're just going to get into that real quick. So the first question is, why did you join the Pokemon community? For me, personally, I joined the Pokemon community because, I guess this can go in a few questions, in terms of, what the question means. When did I, does it mean, when did I start liking, the Pokemon franchise? In that case, I started playing Pokemon when I was I don't know, 4 or 5. My first Pokemon games were Ruby and Sapphire, and I fell in love with the game instantly. Then I got Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think I was 6. And then once I turned 7 for my 7th birthday, or was my 8th birthday, one of the two, I got Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Or I got Pearl, my sister got Diamond for her birthday, and we fell in love with the games even more. So for me, basically what happened was fell in love with Pokemon as a kid, and unfortunately, I feel like everyone can relate to this. I grew up in a time where eventually, after a certain age, Pokemon wasn't considered cool. So there were people who would, make fun of you for enjoying Pokemon. Me, myself, as a person, I've always been kind of a person who, for really, something I've been working on is being afraid about what other people think about me and stuff like that. So around most of middle school, I stopped playing Pokemon. Just didn't want to, because I didn't want to be labeled weird for liking it, because I was always very, self-conscious about it. So stopped playing, and then eventually I picked it back up. There was a day I looked at my DS and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna play through Pokemon Platinum again. And like that, instantly the spark I had for Pokemon instantly came back, and I just fell in love with it again. And haven't stopped loving it since, which is something it's kind of one of those things that I'm really proud of, is I managed to get over and slowly start getting over worrying about what other people felt about me, or what they thought about me. At this point, I will proudly say it, I play Pokemon. I love Pokemon. It is my childhood. I get it, people think that it's for kids, but it's a series that, you can't expect people to just stop playing it just because they get older. The games keep coming out, and obviously they are not meant just for kids. Yes, they are marketed towards kids for most situations, because it's a nice market, and it's kind of easy to grow in. So obviously they're going to market it towards children. It's not just for children, and even if it was, then you would see a lot more childlike things in it. There's still a lot of hidden meanings in Pokemon and stuff like that. You don't see a game series where there's an entire just lore behind it, of where a character killed thousands of people in Pokemon just to stop a war. You don't talk about war in almost the way I guess I can put it is, Gen 6 had a story that you can't say is for children. They talk about war, death. Literally the entire thing of AZ is that his Floette died, and he brought it back to life, and then used the weapon to destroy and kill thousands and probably more people with it. So you can't say that it's something that's just for children. So I guess with Pokemon, like, becoming part of the franchise, that's that. That took me like 5 minutes to explain. I'm still on the first question. The community itself. I joined the Pokemon community, the YouTube community at the very least, let's see, I did my Fire Red Nuzlocke in 2015. Stopped and didn't touch YouTube for a while because I had school in high school and stuff like that. Eventually, it got to a point where I wanted to continue doing that and use YouTube as kind of, I guess, an outlet to get away from, you know, the outside world, stuff like that. I've always been, since I ever, you know, started using a laptop or a computer and playing games online, I've made a lot of friends online. I find it easier, for the most part, to make friends online. So I've always wanted to make a connection with people online around the world, because to me, there are obviously, I've made some great friends IRL, but where I live, there's not really that many great people around. And, you know, it sounds messed up to say, but it's what it is. But I guess I got into the Pokemon community because I was inspired by a lot of different big YouTubers that I saw around then, and I always had an appreciation for the smaller channels and stuff like that. So there's that. But anywho, moving on to the second question: what do you love about the community and the Pokemon franchise? What I love, and like I just explained, is that this community and this franchise is for quite literally everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, if you're, you know, like, you know, 5 or 6 or in your 20s, 30s, it doesn't matter. This community is very accepting. There's some great people here. There's a lot of different people. Everyone's different. And just, there's so many different people around here. Everyone has their own stories, you know, their own personalities, stuff like that. And I really like how accepting the community has become, especially as of recent with all the things that have happened as of late. Everyone is very accepting of each other. You know, it's not, I guess you could say, for a while it did feel like, at times, at least what I've known or what I've heard of and discussed with people who, you know, smaller YouTubers that I've met, a lot of people have felt like the Pokemon community for a while was a very, you know, group oriented community where, you know, you had your group, that was kind of the people you talked with, and you weren't exactly super open to people outside of said group unless they were brought in by somebody else who kind of had more of an influence in the group than others. So I guess it was one of those things. And that of course was mainly being almost an outsider looking in, even though I was still part of the Pokemon community on YouTube. I was still part of the smaller part. So obviously there were times where it seemed like people were only going to really associate with, you know, people that they had started associating with from the beginning. But as of recent, I feel like those walls have been completely destroyed, and just about anybody can work with anybody in this, you know, day and age, even though it's been like a month or so. But anywho, what is your favorite video that you created? Now, I don't really have a good answer to that question. I've enjoyed a lot of the videos I've made, but I've also enjoyed a lot of separate intro moments. Like, for me, I love the intro moment for our Storm Silver Egglocke episode 27. I just found it funny because at the time, me and my friends would meme about stuff like that. And so I really loved that intro moment, and then I recreated it in Liquid Crystal just a couple months ago. But I feel like I always have these moments where at the very beginning of a new series, I try to be as on top of the editing and make it creative and stuff like that as possible, and then it slowly starts to kind of decline, and then it comes back, the hype comes back with the new series. I've been trying to work on that. I want to be able to keep the same stagnant editing style throughout an entire series, and unfortunately right now with Umber Moon, that's not really happening, which mainly just because that game gets very frustrating to me, which you guys have heard about enough. But my proudest video, I think some of my best videos are videos I do with other people, and I think that is definitely shown through Soul Link with my friend Joe Schmo Gaming, and the verses with Gavin. those have been two of my favorite series to do in general, and I've just really enjoyed them. And of course, there was also the GSL and the GPL. I love those because I was able to interact with other people in the community. I made, like, the GPL is where I found some of my first friends on YouTube. That's where I met, you know, Hitmon Scott, J2 Joe, Gavin. I met Arsenal Weavile on there, and I met all of them through Crow, Cool Trainer Crow, and I guess I'm just very grateful for that. So I don't know if I can really answer what my favorite video is, because, like, almost all my series have been, you know, favorites to me in one way or another. So if I had to list them off, would definitely say part 27 of Storm Silver. I think episode 1 of Dark Violet was really good. I really enjoyed that. That was my first video I rendered and uploaded edited using Premiere, and I was really starting to get into it. And, you know, I just transferred from Sony Vegas, so it took a little time, but there's that. Gaia was very fun. I loved the intro moments for Gaia. You know, the whole, you know, previously on the Pokemon Gaia Nuzlocke, I did that with Prism, and then I wanted to do it again with Gaia. I felt like that was a lot of fun. So, I mean, if you want to check out those series, I can't really pick a favorite, but if I had to recommend some series that I've done, I would definitely say every single series I've done from Storm Silver onwards have been some of my best. I would also say Prism could also fit in that list, just because Prism was kind of my start of really wanting to edit more. But yeah, that's really all I can say in this matter. This video is going to be a little long, and I apologize. But the next question is, name and talk about some other great content creators in the Pokemon community. Now, I started watching Pokemon on YouTube through a YouTuber named Leroy. Now, I know a lot of people know him. He was kind of one of the people who really was, like, pushing the Pokemon community at the very beginning. He was doing walkthroughs of, you know, Leaf Green, Pearl. He eventually did Platinum. He did, you know, Black and White, Black and White 2, all of that. He really kind of pushed the Pokemon community and definitely helped grow it into what it is now. And another YouTuber I watched was, he doesn't do YouTube anymore, or at the very least, he doesn't do Pokemon content as much. He stopped for a while. His name was Hardy Tech Yo-Yo. I know that there are some people that I talk to that know about him. I know Clint does. I know my friend Cubo Wack does. He was one of the, to me, realist Poketubers for a while. He was kind of the only one I watched. He was one of the first I watched, and he, to me, it was because he was very real. He was very funny. You know, he talked about his life throughout all of his videos. He would ramble, but it never felt boring. And I guess for me, it's inspired me to feel like I don't have to, like, just avoid talking about myself, just because I know that it's not something that people will be bored of. People are interested in what I have to say. People are interested in me talking and rambling about my life or stuff that happens, you know, in my other series and things like that. So I kind of learned, you know, don't be afraid of stuff like that. And now, for those two big inspirations, I can also talk about some of the other great smaller content creators that I've met in my life, who honestly deserve a lot more than what they get. You know, like I said, Cool Trainer Crow. Crow was the first person on YouTube that I started talking to. His content is amazing. He doesn't do recorded videos anymore because he doesn't really, he's not exactly one for enjoying the editing. But if you want to go back and watch some of the series that he's done that were, you know, recorded series, I would recommend them. He did a Pokemon Prism walkthrough. I remember loving that one. He did, I think it was a Leaf Green. I think it was a Leaf Green Cool Trainer Lock, which is also very entertaining. He did, I think he did a series after that, and I can't remember, and I feel bad. But also, he's recently started doing a live series again. He's currently doing a Pokemon Omega Ruby Nuzlocke live stream, and I would highly recommend that. Next up, we've got Joe Schmo Gaming. Obviously, Joe's been a little MIA as of recent. He started college and he got super MIA because he was just super busy with life. We started Soul Link again, and that has been going on his channel again. I would highly recommend watching Joe. Joe is great. He's amazing. I'm really hoping that when he comes back from college or has free time, he will start doing content again, solo content, because his stuff is amazing. It's just great. And I guess from there we can go to Cool Trainer Gavin. Gavin, obviously we're doing the verses. He's great. He deserves so much more than what he has. I've been trying to get him to 200 subs. I've been wanting to help him get to 200 subs, you know, supporting him where I can, stuff like that. And his second channel, Palette University, is probably one of the greatest channels and greatest educational channels I've ever seen. It's very, like, if you enjoy Birdkeeper Toby and the stuff he does, you will love Palette University. Gavin takes, you know, Pokemon and makes it scientific and teaches you, you know, the science and biology of the world through Pokemon, and it's great. I love it. Let's see. I want to try to shorten this video a little because we're at 16 minutes. I will, at this point, I guess I can list off some people you should definitely check out. Cubowhack. Cubowhack is awesome. Definitely deserves all the support he gets. Purple Fire. Obviously, Gabe is, you know, one of the people I've recently met, and well, not recently. I mean, we met, I don't know, it's been almost 2 years now, I want to say. Maybe just over, yeah, almost 2 years. He's great. I think he's at 2K, and I think we need to try to get him to at least 10K by the end of this year, because, you know, Gabe's great. He says stupid stuff half the time, but it's entertaining. I would say that every time he talks in my chat, he's basically memeing or just asking people to call at the worst of times because everyone else is asleep, and he's a British little fucker who, he's great. But, you know, and of course this person who tagged me, the Phantom Michael, he's great. I love his content. I also love DJ Spinda's content. DJ is, I feel bad because I'm one of those people who don't always get the chance to comment because I'm usually working, or, you know, don't give a notification because YouTube is, you know, one of the most annoying things to deal with. DJ, Phantom Michael, you know, you guys, if you guys are watching this video, are amazing. I'm sorry that I don't get the chance to comment on your videos. I'm at this point where I just want to start commenting like I love you in every single video and see what happens. See how it goes. But you guys are great. Their content is great. Trying to think of more people. Poststorm, such a great guy. I broke him the other day. Donated like $100 to him. He's amazing. I'm trying to go through this little Discord and just, you know, list off some people. I apologize, this video is getting very long, but I don't know. There's just so many great people in this community. Really, if you ask me, everyone in this community has the potential of being amazing and, you know, getting where they deserve to be. Obviously, there are some people who aren't exactly the nicest people in the world, but I think we overshadow it with the positivity. So I guess that'll leave us to the next question, which is, or well, not question, but step, which is to tag 3 people to make the video. So for me, I'm going to be tagging Joe Schmo Gaming, my boy. He's probably not going to make the video, but make the video or die, Joe. Or I'm going to kill like 3 pairs on Soul Link if you're watching this. This is a ransom. Cool Trainer Gavin. Gavin, I want you to know that you deserve all the support in the world, and I want you to make this video. And finally, you know, I feel like I should pick somebody, and I want to pick more than that, but obviously I probably shouldn't. But I'm gonna say Purple Fire, Gabe. I know you don't watch my videos all that much, but I'm gonna like bother you endlessly in Discord if you don't. So from there, I guess I'm also gonna tag my boy Cubowhack. My headphones died if you guys couldn't tell, but there we go, they're back on. So yeah, I'm gonna tag more than 3 people, screw it, and tag Joe Schmo Gaming, Cool Trainer Gavin, Purple Fire, and Cubowhack. I apologize if you guys see this like ping on Twitter and you guys just disregard it. I totally understand. But anywho, I guess with that, with 20 minutes of a video, probably way longer than it should have been, I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to say, you know, I haven't really been very vocal about everything that's happened as of recent because I felt like, to me, there were a lot of people saying what I had to say, and I felt like, you know, I felt like I was kind of just an echo in a giant hallway, and I feel like I've learned at this point that that isn't the case, and I should be speaking where I can, because at the very least, more voices means, you know, more people acknowledging the change and the things that we should be doing. So I guess with that, I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week, wonderful month, because obviously a lot of stuff happened at the beginning of this month. Hopefully it's gotten better. But I guess with that, I'm going to end the video here. And if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm PCBloodMaster, and I will see you guys next time.